Can trust issues lead to heartbreak? Yes, trust issues can lead to heartbreak. Romantic relationships, trust issues can make it difficult to believe in or rely on a romantic partner, which can lead to infidelity, unwillingness to commit, and difficulty apologizing. Intimate relationships are based on trust, and trust issues can make it difficult to experience the closeness and vulnerability that comes with intimacy. Other relationships. Trust issues can also affect relationships with friends, family, and coworkers, leading to conflict and poor communication. Mental and emotional health. Trust issues can lead to loneliness, isolation, stress, burnout, and perfectionism. Harmful behaviors. Trust issues can lead to harmful behaviors like constant accusations, lack of respect, or emotional abuse. Trauma. Trauma can cause long-term distrust, which can be difficult to overcome. Trust issues can be caused by past hurts or unresolved emotional challenges. In many cases, trust issues can be mended through open communication, patience, and empathy. However, if trust issues are causing harmful behaviors, it's important to reevaluate the relationship. Some tips for rebuilding trust include giving yourself time and space to heal, taking baby steps like dating multiple people at once and taking it slow with one person. I find that kind of weird. Um, so what, you'd party hard with, four guys and just take it easy and, take it slow with one? Um, that's kind of a weird one for me. So that's just my opinion. Um, Considering counseling, yeah. Coming from somebody who's been in counseling since she was 14 years old and who's about to be 53, they're telling me I don't need counseling anymore. That they have nothing to offer me anymore. And I told them I need to be there because I need somebody to vent to. So that's why I go. Just to, have that friend with benefits. Oh, like PhD. um, Having a smart plan and a compassionate approach. Um, and some of the questions, I have this on my phone and I'm reading it from my phone. So if it's, I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading and I learn along with you. And I find that beneficial that I do it that way because then I can explain how I relate to that and how it affects me. And then, the same time, you can say, oh, or hopefully, not hopefully, you don't want to be like me, but maybe you can say, oh, I understand where she's coming from because I go through the same thing. So it's kind of fun to learn and experience these things together. I like doing it this way. It's a little bit easier on me. I don't have to think so hard. It's cheating. No. Um, can trust issues break a relationship? Well, that's kind of like, yeah, but maybe some people don't know. Yes, lack of trust is a valid reason for breaking up with someone. Being able to trust your partner is one of the key elements in a relationship, along with honesty, faithfulness, good communication, and loyalty. They forgot humor. Son of a bitch. But it's true. I mean, David and I, he's really more serious, or tries to be. And then when he tries to be sarcastic, that makes me laugh because he's just not as good. And when I met him, he was really serious. And then as time went on, he would test his sarcasm. And it was funny. And then if he'd get one on me, I'd be like, God damn, you got one on me, you know? I was proud of him. But to see somebody learn sarcasm, it's funny in itself. But I've been training him. Just, I need a few more years. I've got almost 8 in the bag. Come on, I'm working on it. So I brought my drink just in case. How does someone with trust issues act? Oh, how do they act? I like how they say that. Very distant. I'm not reading this. This is just from, I'm reading the questions and answering them myself and how I am before I read what they say. And if I don't know, then I'm going to read what they say first. How do they act? Very distant. No, I don't want to say shut down, but they don't divulge a lot of details. They keep a lot to their, to themselves. They don't give a lot away, a lot of information. It's just sort of yes, no, maybe, just short. I'm cold. Is it on? Yeah? Just didn't turn up kind of. Our house is very cold. And it's crappy out. It's rainy and damp. And I have arthritis, so the damp just hurts. Anyway, sorry, got off topic. ADD. Shit happens. You'll get over it, or you won't. It's okay. So, people with trust issues may exhibit behaviors such as being overly suspicious. Oh, yeah. I know of somebody that I'm supposed to be really close to, and I don't trust them. So, I don't tell them anything, really. It's just the bones, not any of the meat, just the bones, as the saying goes, I do believe. Struggling to form close relationships or having difficulty accepting help or support from others. Accepting help, yeah. This one doesn't ask for anything. Nothing. I have to be completely desperate to ask for anything. I don't like being, I guess, like obligated to anybody to have to pay them back or to, give them a favor back. I am not like that. I don't like asking for anything, any help. Maybe that's why I've been counseling for so long, because I'm going to talk and you're going to figure me out and you're going to figure out how to help me. They're pissed at me right now. I talked to my psychiatrist today and she's pissed because my therapist wants to help me with my borderline personality disorder, and being almost 53, I am who I am. And if you think changing me is a good idea, I think you're wrong. I don't think it's a good idea. because I didn't set this up very good, did I? I've been busy. I don't know what I've been doing. It's just been one of those days where, I started out my day going to see her, and if you knew her, you'd get it. She's just not my cup of tea. So anyway, difficulty accepting help or support from others. Addressing trust issues often involves self-reflection, therapy, and gradual exposure to trusting situations. God, this is like being in therapy. I thought I was doing this channel to help people, not to get therapy. This is funny. Sorry. Will trust issues ever go away? Trust issues can totally go away. It's rare and requires a lot of work. It can even be done in the same relationship. It requires work on both parties, and counseling is normally involved. Why, this is starting to piss me off, and I'll tell you why. Because whenever my sister or myself had an issue, my mother would be, you need counseling. You need counseling. I heard that my whole fucking life. And then when she had an issue, I looked at her and I said, you need counseling. And that didn't go over very well. But too bad, it's like her answer to everything was counseling. And it's like, that's not always the answer. Sometimes you just need time to digest your problems, and your problem, if it's one, whatever. Sometimes you just need time to think. You need time to digest it and think, what am I going to do? How am I going to handle this? And, kind of be a grown up and figure things out on your own without counseling. And I'm starting to kind of figure that out for myself, because when my psychiatrist, I don't even know if that's what she is, honestly, because I see her for 15 minutes every 3 months, and she's an oddball. But shit, I forgot. She's like, well, if you want to be happy and you want to be better. And I'm going, people use the term mental illness, and I said, I look at illness as a cold, as COVID, as, that. To me, mental illness to me is a wrong term to use, because, well, it was my opinion, because I feel fine. I don't feel ill. But I suppose you're ill in the head. You're sick in the head. That right there pisses me off. Because they act like, and then this cure for borderline to make me happy. Don't you want to be happy? Well, maybe I am happy. I mean, maybe not to the extent that I could be, but I still yet have to tell when I see my therapist if I want to or not get better. They make you feel like your mental illness is a crutch. And you're bad. There's something wrong with you because you have a mental illness. Well, it ain't my fucking fault, let me tell you that right now. I didn't ask for this. I didn't get out the menu and say, okay, I'll take bipolar for $500, Alex. I'll take borderline personality, for $800. It wasn't like that. this is something that's happened to me from trauma, from probably environmental, probably, from my own family. This isn't something that I just decided to scoop out of the backyard and plant in my head. And I get really irritated, obviously, um, because I almost feel like it's the blame game. It's your fault that you're like this. And it's like, no, it's not. Okay, so it's not my fault, but, now you gotta. Now I'm hot. It's the age, trust me. Uh, you know, you're like this now, of no fault of your own. Now you gotta fix it. I don't have the tools. Well, that's what therapy's for, is to give you the tools. But when you get to a certain age, you become accustomed to being a certain way, thinking a certain way. Sure, there are people that have schizophrenia. There are things, multi-personalities. There are things that are much worse. Not comparing that bipolar, depression, anxiety, um, borderline personality, PTSD. Not to say those are any better, but it seems like they have better cures, better band-aids. I don't know. I'm really frustrated and irritated. I was going there just to talk, just to, this is going on in my life, and, I just want to talk it out. Talk therapy. And that's what I was going for. And all of a sudden it all blew up into, well, I read, borderline, there's, you go into remission. So, okay, so that's striking to me. If you go into remission, like cancer, you go into remission. However, you can come out of remission and have cancer again. So with borderline, if you go into remission, is there a chance that you can come out of it and be back the way you were? That's something to think about. It's pretty scary, actually. You're, oh, yay, I'm in remission, which, on what scale do they use to determine that? Kind of curious about that. Yeah, I'm highly agitated and irritated, and forgive me, but you don't have to, because this is reality. And bullshit. He just acts, my therapist, he acts like he's gonna fix me. He's, why, why, why? Why can't people with mental illnesses, why can't they call it conditions? Why can't they call it disability? Because that's what it is. It's disability. It's not an illness. Is it curable? No. You're mentally ill. Usually. Anyway. Until you die. So I guess I wouldn't call it an illness. I'd call it a disability. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. Everybody's got one. You know that. So they want to fix me. Like I'm a broken tinker toy. Well, you know what? I don't want to be fixed. Yeah, I know that I read borderline and read that bullshit. And yeah, I have that. Now, how are you going to get that out of me? How are you going to get me to change? Oh, I know. Coping skills. That's always the answer. I forgot to set my alarm. So anyway, we'll try. I was just venting. It's kind of what this is for. I don't have this YouTube channel for a popularity competition or to get views. I get this from, this is my therapy. This is how I cope. Is because nobody knows. Or I should say, people who don't know me can, watch these videos and say, I'm not the only one. I'm not alone. And I find that really important, because there are times where I felt alone. Because I don't know if YouTube wasn't around, or I didn't have time to watch it, or I didn't know to watch it, or what, but I'm glad I do now. Anyway, so, sheesh, huh? End the damn video already, lady. I'm not a lady, trust me. Anyway, how do trust issues destroy a relationship? I thought we went over that. Communication breakdowns. Trust issues often result in poor communication, increased anxiety, and insecurity. When trust is, wish I could read, I'm really blind. When trust is absent in individuals, I'm sorry, I told you I'm really blind. I'm trying to read this and it's right in front of me. When trust is absent, individuals may feel anxious or insecure about their partner's feelings or intentions. I am so insecure. David wouldn't cheat on me. He wouldn't have a chance to cheat on me. And if he cheated on me, that would be another video. No, I am so insecure, and I noticed that with age it got worse. And I don't know if that's because I had children and you gain weight in certain places, or I really don't know. I don't know, but it's a thing. Conflict and tension, a lack of trust, can lead to more frequent arguments. This sucks. I should do the faceless video like I did the other night, where I just covered up my camera lens and read stuff that I had on the screen. Worked a lot better than me struggling like this. It's really hard. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm having difficulty, and I probably will pick it up later, and probably will do a blind taste test. No, a faceless video, because it's much easier. But my facial expressions, I'm told, are really funny, so I don't want to neglect anybody of my entertainment value. But yeah, I mean, the topic was about trust issues and if they can ruin a relationship. And it's like, well, duh, no shit. And it isn't even relationships as in romantic relationships. It's in everyday relationships. Your friends, your family, your dog, your cat, your hamster. I have beard dragons. They could care less. Just feed them and all that, and they're great. But no, I mean, of course trust can ruin relationships. And it isn't just one way. It's not trust by infidelity. It's not trust by um, I'm just really with it tonight. You know, it's communication. Um, you know, the whereabouts of the person, if it's a romantic or if it's a relationship. Um, Holding back information purposely, and a lot of times that's to not hurt somebody, but if it gets out, it hurts somebody threefold. Because why didn't you trust me? Or, oh my god, I should throw this one in the trash. Why didn't you tell me? You know, why didn't you trust that I will listen to you and hear what you have to say? And it's about me, so, you know, maybe you should tell me, and have that trust of that you're not going to be upset with them. You're going to be upset with the situation. Unless they did it. They slept with your boyfriend. Well, there's no trust lost, you know. There's trust issue. I had to go. I am just so bad tonight. I don't know what's going on. You know, they're changing my meds around because I'm not sleeping, and that's part of why I'm just a clusterfuck, is lack of sleep. And so, you know, they suggested on how to change things around, and is it really that time? Oh my. Oh my, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. Um, you know, but them, you know, the psychiatrist, well, do you want to be happy? Do you really want? Bitch, you don't even know me. How do you know whether? Apparently, because it's only 15 minutes, and it's just to talk about your meds. But apparently, they go off the notes of the therapist. So she's like, well, don't you want to be happy again? And all this. And it's like, you don't even know what I've been through. And for me to be happy, it would be like, uh, and I'm not talking, you know, happy, lucky, obnoxious fucking, you know, not like that. I'm just talking about on a daily basis. Don't be a drag. I'm not a drag. I'm not even male, so I can't be a drag. I know that was probably over the line because it was sexually oriented. Whatever. I would imagine that, you know, the First Amendment would be okay with it. And if not, the second would be the one to take care of it. You know, election night, I don't watch the news. I get a little bit of news on my phone that I read. I watch a little bit of news. I see a little bit of news on YouTube, and I just don't want to know. I don't want to know. The world is a shit show. I go to YouTube for entertainment. Sometimes I go to Netflix or Prime, but mostly YouTube. And I end up watching stuff, you know, comedies and funny animals and funny shit, and end up on how to make better videos because my channel sucks. But the thing is, it's not that my channel sucks, it's that they're what they expect out of you sucks. It's because people want to make money, and I don't want to make money. I just want to make content to make people laugh, to educate people, to be me. I want to do it for me. It's like, you know, they talk about journaling. Well, I don't write because I overdosed on 250 pills, and my motor skills kind of took a shit. I can't cut, I can't write. There's a lot of things I can't do because I took all those pills. Yeah, and lived. I can't overdose. This isn't about suicide, it's about reality. I've tried numerous times different pills and whatnot, and my body rejects them, and I can't. Is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it because that's not what the topic is about. The topic was about trust. And above all, in your relationships, and David and I talked about this when we first got together, it's like communication was first, trust, honesty, openness, but then the love, okay, the lust and the love and the romantic shit all came after that. But we actually had a conversation on, we're too old for games. We're not gonna play. We played, but not the game of that, whatever. I'm freaking tired, holy crap. I gotta find some ice cream. I gotta get my boy. I always text him and I'm like, are we out of snacks? Are we out of snacks again? Do we have any snacks? And that's his cue that I need some ice cream. Mint chocolate chip is my favorite, even though vanilla bean is in close, you know, to first, but it's kind of hard to find original vanilla bean. But I've never been into ice cream until I met him, and it was probably because he would spoon feed me chocolate ice cream out of the gallon, and kind of spoiled me. So now he's going to be spending the rest of his life catering snacks to me. But I also have, well, I ate avocado, but there's also bananas, acorn squash, good stuff. But you gotta have some good with the not so good. And I'm healthy, that I know of, that they can prove. But I'm just, I got an illness. I had a couple of illnesses. I'm sorry, but that just really chaps my hide. It just does. It's a label. Let's put a band-aid on it. Shove some more pills down my fucking neck. Sorry. They're just things that, at my age, the more I learn, the more irritated and pissed off I get, because I have been this way for a long time, and I've lost a lot of good relationships, and I've lost my kids over it. So of course I'm going to be irritated, of course I'm going to be pissed. And I don't even know what playlist I'm going to put this under. I should just make one of Gabby. Because I put it under a lot of different playlists because I talk about so many different things. And they blame that on the borderline. Well, everything that comes out of my mouth comes out of my head. So I guess everything that comes out of my mouth is sick. That's really weird. But because it comes out of my head. So I must be ill in my mouth too. Do you see a dentist for that? It's irritating. It's so irritating. So, that felt good. I'm quite pleased with myself because I let a lot of it out. And is that how I get better? So what if I don't get better? I guess time will tell. It's going to be interesting, let me tell you. Because I'm not one to lay down. I am fucking stubborn. But I don't know it. I just am. So, have a wonderful night.